Global developments are affecting the outlook for this year, namely the slowdown in growth, especially on trade, the volatility in oil price, as well as also the global financing conditions, in addition to a certain number of country-specific issues. And therefore, we expect growth to slow down for oil importing countries and for GCC countries to stabilize, and for the non-GCC oil exporting countries to slow down too.
You've said across the region fiscal concerns are rising as well. What worries you the most?
Well, it depends. For oil importing countries where debt is high, it's very important to tackle it and to reduce the level of deficit that will allow those countries to reduce the debt burden over GDP. For oil exporting countries, additional space is needed in their fiscal, and they need to keep consolidating to gradually reach a level where the deficit will be low and where it will become less pro-cyclical.
Jihad Azol speaking to me late yesterday. Now, one other interesting takeaway I just wanted to flesh out for you is this issue of social unrest across the Middle East. I asked Jihad whether or not investors around the world need to be concerned about that. He said, look, not at least in the short term, but it is something to monitor. Essentially, the IMF has a new way of measuring social unrest around the region using news articles that it's able to collate and analyse. What it's found is that over the past 18 months, this reported social unrest index, which tracks those news articles, has actually hit multi-year highs in some countries. So that's just something to consider. The IMF essentially pointing to this idea that the inability of governments in some countries to address not only education concerns but also unemployment concerns has led to a lot of hard feelings, particularly among the young people out here in the Middle East, towards the government and towards the overall economies that they live in. So rising social unrest across the region, perhaps not necessarily a new trend, but certainly something to look out for. Back over to you.